In this video, I'm going to talk you through assembling the MouseRat devices. I'm going to start by taking apart this device. There's two main circuit boards that we need to assemble. The top one is the radio board, and the bottom one contains the activity sensor. We'll start by assembling the bottom board. This board receives two sets of female headers. We can place them in the holes and flip the board over so that everything's straight. We're then going to take some solder and solder all of the header pins. I've sped this up in the video. When you're done, check that the solder joints are good. Next, we're going to put the PIR sensor onto the board. This sensor has 3 pins. The one that looks a bit different is the ground. If you look at the board, you'll see tiny notations for which pin is the ground, the power, and the signal. You'll see 6 holes on the board. We want to use the 3 closer to the edge of the board. The sensor only goes in these in one way. Once you've inserted it, solder these pins from the back side of the board. Again, we want to solder these pins into the holes that are closer to the edge of the board. Make sure that the solder joints are nice and use snips to remove the excess wire. The final component on this part is optional, and these are screw terminals. These can be used for monitoring a running wheel, a pellet dispenser, or anything that puts out digital pulses. The easiest way to attach these is to get one pin started so that the terminals stay on the board. Once you have one of them soldered, you can place the board down and solder the other 3. And that's it for the PIR sensor board. We're now going to solder headers onto the small radio board. These headers come slightly too long for one side, so we're going to remove 4 of them. We can use the PIR board we just made to position these headers and keep everything straight. The USB port is going to be towards the outside of the device. You should be able to place it easily on the headers. Now again, solder every pin on the headers. I'll speed the video up again for this part. Keep in mind what a good solder joint looks like. And that's it. Now we'll put the device together. This involves putting the antenna on. It has a push connection. You just push straight down. Next, we'll plug the battery in. You should see a small red light turn on. And then we can snap it into its housing. And that's the final device.